Hey indie game fans! February was a great month for indie games, as evidenced by the top 5 best new releases of the month video, but on top of that are some smaller experiences that are well worth a look. But as always, we will begin with some quick picks worth checking out. Arcade Spirits is a romantic visual novel that occurs in an alternate history where the video game Crash never occurred in the 80s and that arcades are still a thing. Not my style of game, but it does look well put together. I have a soft spot for games like SQOOL and Passepartout the Starving Artist, since these are essentially MS Paint story mode. I love the weird, acid trip visuals and color scheme of this, so very weird but interesting. Rhythm Overdrive is a shoot 'em up where enemies move and attack according to the beat. Great songs, good variety of weapons, and just a great little game. Hyperjam is a local multiplayer arena brawler with katanas, rocket launchers, sledgehammers, and more. It has a progression system in the form of perks from round to round, which can even work synergistically, so pick this up for your next party. Finally, Snakebird Primer is a more accessible version of 2015's Snakebird, with both being puzzle games. While I liked the original, the difficulty ramped up very quickly, so a primer on that game certainly opens things up to a new audience. Moving on, here are the top 5 indie games you might have missed in February 2019.
I've run this company for over 200 years. I've done some terrible things, but now I'm struggling to remember why. In the early days, it was all about the tech, inventing the future.
We crashed stock markets, started riots, laid waste to whole nations. I refused to stop until I'd remade the world as I saw fit. There's no line I wouldn't cross.
People were up in arms, but I know people. Throw a little cash at their favorite charity, sponsor an NGO, and you're a saint. Did the law stop us? Regulations are just a speed bump on the road to greatness.
And immortality.
Not even my idea. That was the board. Those old, tired tycoons looking for the fountain of youth in a tank on a black site. I gave them eternity. And now, I'll never die. At the helm of an unstoppable global empire.
Spinnortality is a cyberpunk management sim about running the best shadowy cyberpunk corporation, toppling governments, and controlling the world. It provides a glimpse into our horrifying future, with products such as Metacritic for friendships, cloning, and immortality, and this even has the stamp of approval from one Alexis Kennedy, creator of Fallen London, Sunless Sea, and Cultist Simulator. Streets of Red Devil's Dare Deluxe is a permadeath roguelite beat-em-up with a fantastic art style and some clever tributes to classic horror movies and pop culture icons. Branching paths, upgrades, and multiple characters keep things varied, and since I do like beat-em-ups, this was a no-brainer.
Streets of Red.
Degrees of Separation is a co-op puzzle platformer where you control the contrasting powers of fire and ice. It features a beautifully rendered high fantasy world and a story by Chris Avellone, who worked on Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter Nights, and Fallout New Vegas, so great pedigree there. Co-op games which are well done always gives you that added sense of satisfaction and the memory of playing that game since you share it with someone else, and this is indeed very well done.
Hive Mind Network Online, Channel 0093. Secure uplink initiated.
NITE Team 4 is a hacking simulation game in the vein of games like Hacknet, but has been lauded as perhaps the most realistic experience out of all of these. Cybersecurity threats are a very real thing in this day and age, so if you're even a little curious about how these work, I would highly recommend checking this out.
Closing route access. Goodbye.
Finally, Pogostuck Reach with your friends seemingly dropped out of nowhere, and the developer is pretty upfront about the inspiration behind the game, which is, of course, getting over it with Bennett Foddy. This time, instead of being a man in a pot using an axe to climb a mountain, you instead have to do so on a pogo stick. There's online connectivity as well, making it less of an isolating experience, and this has the same amount of hair-pulling, frustrating but satisfying fun. For taking a concept and making it their own, this takes the #1 spot of the month. For more indie games you might have missed, check out last month's video or watch my recommended playlist, and I will see you after the jump.